Hello and welcome to Torian Tarot. I am a level 2 Reiki practitioner and have been working with tarot for over 15 years. I am currently working on a series called Healing with Tarot, where we work with tarot to help heal our chakras. If you're interested in checking that out, I'll link it in the cards. In my first video, I asked anybody following along to share what type of decks they're working with, as I'm always looking to expand my collection and just love to see the different types of decks that are out there. I thought I would do the same and share my collection with you so you can see the decks that I work with. Maybe you'll see something that you don't have or didn't even know existed. You may want to add to your collection. I thought it would make the most sense to start with the deck I'm using in my Healing with Tarot series. I briefly touched on it in the intro video, but thought it would be beneficial to take a deeper dive into them. I will link them in the description below if you'd like to get a deck for yourself. So I found this deck on Amazon one day. It's called Learning Tarot Cards by Witchy Cauldron. And let me tell you, I wish I would have had this deck when I first started learning tarot. I struggled for years to find a way to learn tarot that worked for me. I made all the newbie mistakes by trying to memorize the cards. I took a bunch of courses and kept books by my side whenever I read for someone, but none of that really worked for me. And I think if I would have had this deck, I probably would have gotten a lot farther along, a lot faster than what I did. But you know what? Everybody's journey is their journey, and we go on them the way that we go on them for a reason. I'm just glad to know that these exist. And now that I've bought these ones, of course, Amazon has flooded my homepage with millions of decks just like them. So even if this deck doesn't resonate with you, know that there are plenty more out there. So this is the box that they come in. Just one of the simple cardboard box, easy open. And never really noticed this on the side until now, and it's funny that it says that, considering what I just talked about. It says, "Dear past, thank you for the lessons." And that is so true. And then on the other side, it says, "Dear future, I'm ready." Now, what I really liked about this deck was not only the fact that it's very beginner friendly, but it has a couple of charts that you can keep by your side that I find very handy when working with the tarot. We're going to get our first look at the first card of the deck, the Fool. Now, you'll see here they're using the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Every beginner should work with that deck at least once. That is the foundation of our tarot. And that's what a lot of newer decks base their designs off of. So I think it's helpful to have that foundation. And then up in the corner here, we have the number associated with the card. We have the chakra symbol, the planetary symbol. This was one of my favorite features. I do a lot of yes or no spreads, and I always used Mary Kay Greer's tarot spread for those. But this is an easy way to do it. It says right on the card, is it a yes, no, or maybe? So I really like that. Then on the side here, I've been calling them affirmations or a call to action, whichever you prefer. Then you'll have the keywords for the upright position down here. And then if you turn it over into its reverse position, you'll have the keywords for that. Now, I think that having the keywords for the reverse position are probably the most useful, because a lot of people getting into tarot tend to be intimidated by the reverse position. And I know some authors or deck creators don't even like to work with the reverse position, so they only focus on that upright. And they'll tell you that, which is totally fine. It's what's so great about tarot is it's personal to you. But for those who want to learn about the reverse positions, the keywords are available to them. Now, the other useful tools that come with this deck are two charts that you can keep at your side while you're doing your readings. We have the planetary chart here. So if you are trying to get every bit of information you can squeeze out of these cards, and you look at the planet that's associated with the card, you can look on your chart, and we see here is the Uranus symbol. And the keywords associated with that planet are rebelliousness and revolution. Definitely makes sense for the Fool card if you ask me. The other chart that I've been using quite often in my other series is this lovely chakra chart. as the symbols going up here in the middle. Here we have the mantras that are associated with each chakra, and then we have the traditional name and the more commonly known names for the chakra. Of course, we'll start with the Fool. That's what every journey starts with. And then we'll go through the rest of the major arcana so you can see what those look like. And the other thing I didn't mention is the background goes towards the element that they're associated with as well, which I think is useful, especially for some of the work that we've been doing lately in my Healing with Tarot series. We focus a lot on the different elements of the cards that we're pulling. So if you're familiar with the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, these images are going to be very familiar to you. And you can see the difference in the symbols as I'm going through them. So I just paused at the Lover's card here for a moment. You'll see the heart chakra, planet Mercury, and also has zodiac symbols that are associated with the card. So here's the zodiac symbol, Gemini. And then you'll see this one could be yes or no. And we'll finish up the major arcana with our World card. And next we have the Wands. Wands, as you may know, unless you're truly new to tarot, are associated with the element of fire. So you're going to see the same background on each of these cards that signify that. And as I'm going through that, I'm curious if, whether you're new to tarot or not, how you feel about the image of the card itself being so small. Because I know one of the things that really help me while I'm doing my readings is really being able to focus on the image of the card itself and pick up on the little details that are in there, because that's where I get a lot of my information from for whoever I'm doing the reading for. So while this is all helpful information, is it too distracting for you, or is it helpful for you? Because I know some people like to just focus on the keywords themselves, and that's all they really need to know to give their querents the information that they're looking for. And that ends the Wands. Next, we're going to look at the Pentacles, which symbolizes Earth. So you'll see a lot of green here. Nice green background with the trees. And what is your impression of the overall card itself? Do you like how it's laid out? These ones I like too because they have an even more general keyword up in the corner here. And wrap up with the King of Pentacles. Next, we're going to be looking at the Suit of Cups. And those are associated with the element of water. Let's start out with the Ace here. Nice calm and serene background. You know, I find this helpful too. For some reason, I always have a hard time associating with the Six of Cups. I don't know if that's just something to do with me or something that I have to work on, but that's where I find these keywords come in handy, because it reminds me of what exactly the theme of that card is supposed to be and what it might be trying to tell me. Let me know in the comments below too if there's any cards that you find it difficult to connect with. And that'll do it for our cups. And lastly, we'll be looking at the swords. And the swords are associated with air, so you're going to see a nice sky in the background of these ones. I know for me personally, swords are cards that I prefer not to show up in my readings. I don't know how you guys feel about swords, but let me know. Or if there's any other suits that you prefer not to see. You know, in a lot of the readings or in a lot of the books that I read, they tell you that there's no such thing as a bad card. It's what you take out of them and what they mean for you, but I don't know, it just seems like the swords have a lot of negative connotations attached to them. So that is an overall view of learning tarot cards. And I'll put those charts up there. These are just super handy to have, whether you've been reading tarot for 15 years, 30 years, or just getting started. Again, I've been working with them a lot through the series that I'm doing now, and I've come to appreciate them because there's so many different things going through my head while I'm trying to do the spreads that I'm working on for those videos. That sometimes my intuition gets a little blocked because I'm distracted while I'm trying to figure out what the cards are trying to tell me, while making sure the camera's in focus and all that other good stuff. So to have those keywords for myself has come in handy. And also because I don't know what level tarot reader is watching my video. So if I'm going on and on about a card that I'm very familiar with, but they're not so much familiar with, they'll at least have that for a reference, which is another main reason why I got this deck, so that it's very viewer friendly. And I wish I would have had these cards 15 years ago, but I'm glad that I have them now. So again, I will put a link to these cards in my description box, so if it's something you want to look at, that'll be available to you. And let me know what your overall thoughts are. Is this something that you would have found useful learning tarot, or are you learning tarot and want to be able to use this deck? You know, even for someone who's been working with tarot for so long, I still get a lot out of working with them. And I really appreciate that somebody was able to take the time and figure out a design that works well to give you all of that information, but still be reader friendly. I'm going to be trying to do these tarot deck reviews sporadically on my channel. Let me know if you would like to see more of those, or if there's a different format that you prefer when seeing a tarot deck review. Is there anything in particular that you focus on when trying to decide if you want to buy a deck or not? I'll try to make sure I include those in the video. Just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you would like to see more, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you're notified when more of them go up. And if you would like to see the Healing with Tarot series that I'm working on, I have a few videos up in a playlist on my channel already. I'm also doing a companion visual journal to go along with the lessons I'm learning in that series. That's on its own playlist. So feel free to check those out. I hope you do. And hopefully I see you in the next video. Until then, take care and be well.